Let's see if I can get through this without bumbling and stumbling again. Spacebar, Command key, click and drag. Um, right now, this is not grouped, and it's probably a good idea to go ahead and group your object. We're going to ungroup it in a second, but for this next step, and we've finished those. So if you want, you can just get used to switching out of button mode, and then you can drag these folders, and with new moves on the top, we can switch back to button mode. And now we have these actions right here. We can pull this up. Now, these numbers correspond to this compass. And I might as well show you. If we Command 0 to zoom out, we're going to be moving this 150 degrees is back to the left, and 30 degrees is back to the right, and 90 degrees is straight up. Conversely, you can work in these other directions, but these are probably the easiest ones to remember, the 30, 90, and 150. So once again, turn our art back on, zoom in here, spacebar, Command key, and let's get moving. I want to make a cube that's 3 high, so whoops, it absolutely helps to tell the program what you're doing. So clicking on that makes 3 high. Now we get these little artifacts here, and I'm not sure if my math is off. I'm going to remake these for another purpose, but right now with all 3 of them selected, I want to move back. And remember, that was 150. So it moves it and then shoves it behind the others. And then I want to move this way, 30 degrees, 1, 2. Now, if we zoom in even closer, to make that cool shape that I showed you before, just click, we're going to sculpt. And we did have to group them, because if these weren't grouped, we would have had to start over. And this is kind of fun, just sculpting away pieces. And now we've got this cool thing. But see these lines? Let me show you how I fixed these. And I worked with the shape builder. You could also do this with the pen tool, but I thought this would be a little more intuitive for everyone. But right now, if I click this, I get the whole cube. Here's where we go ahead and I already have a copy of this, but just so you know, I'm going to option drag this guy over and let that snap right into position. And so I preserve it in case I mess up here. And now ungroup, Shift Command G, right? Object ungroup, right there, Shift Command G. So now if I click away, I can select these faces independent of one another. I want to select this L here, and I want to get rid of these little lines that you can see. I don't know if you see them in the movie, but they're definitely there. So I'm going to hold down Shift, 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 and click. So I've got that L selected. Now here's where the shortcut for the shape builder comes in, because you can come over here and go to the shape builder tool over and over and over, because depending on how complicated what you're working on, you really need to. But that Shift M is a great way to get the shape builder tool. And I'm just going to click and drag across there. And now if I hit V to get back, V, not B, to get back to the selection tool and click away, you notice that if I click on this, I get the whole thing. But hey, what's up with that? What's up with that? Well, here's another shortcut for you. Object, arrange, bring to front, send, bring forward, send backwards, send to back. Right now, I want this in the front. Shift Command right bracket. Okay, worth learning, because when you're doing this, this can happen a lot. And sometimes you have to play at it. So I'm going to shift click, and once again, Shift M, and then boom, and click through. And then Shift Command right bracket in order to bring that forward, and then hit the letter V to get my selection tool. And then once again, we're just going to come through here, and I'm going to come down here as well to select all these, and then Shift M and combine those, and then combine these. And now, what is that about? Did I forget to do this part? I'm going to hit V. Apparently so. So more bumbling and stumbling for your sleep-deprived teacher. Shift M. And now I should have everything fixed. And this now has no problems at all. It's got no lines, no art. I stand corrected. Shift M. Okay, now I'm absolutely certain, huh? Shift Command right bracket in order to bring that forward. Now, finally, if we click on this, we have the L, the L, the L, the other upside down L's. Now we've got this. Now we can select this, turn it into a pattern, make your shortcuts, so you can figure this out. Turn this grid to hex by row, and we've got this very cool pattern, which I've already made. So, well, I won't cancel out of it right now. I'll Shift Command 0. In order to zoom out, click Done. So I have that pattern. Select something, click on my pattern, and I have that layer turned off, which is why I couldn't see it. There we go, and I can replace my two patterns, one for Behance, one for Twitter, and there you go. A really cool way to work. This I would leave until you're a little more adept. I will tell you that moving to front did not work for these surfaces. I had to move these little holes that I carved out in here. I had to move those to front and then combine these. So sometimes, depending on how complicated you're working, you need to adapt to the demands of your design. Got it? Have fun with this. These actions are just so cool. I will be remaking them because I think that those little artifacts that I'm trying to fix, I'm not so sure that it's not math that's going on inside these calculations. So we'll see. Make something cool.